Thomas, BBC News.
For more on the humanitarian situation in Gaza, I've been speaking to Jonathan Fowler. He is spokesperson for UNRWA, and he joined me a short time ago. Jonathan Fowler, thank you for joining us here on BBC News. Now, you're speaking to us from Amman in Jordan. Can you tell us, from what you know, what you've gathered there, what level of aid is actually going into Gaza now? Israel has reduced that level.
I mean, what's getting in so far is a trickle over recent days. I mean, the quantity of getting in is sort of, a handful of trucks here and there, a mixture of sort of commercial supplies, some aid trucks from different parts of the UN, from different international aid organizations. The point is, this is falling far, far short of what is required. We need to be moving without delay to a massive scale up. I mean, a step change in what is happening from now. It's just not possible that this step change doesn't happen immediately, because every day or even every hour that we lose, that's another life that is going to be lost.
What sort of aid is there around the edges of Gaza ready to go in when Israel allows it?
Well, to give you the example from my own organisation, UNRWA, so the United Nations Relief and Workers Agency for Palestine Refugees, we have about half of the aid stocks for UN agencies that is available just outside of Gaza, primarily in Egypt and also here in Jordan. We have a mixture of food aid. I mean, we have enough food for the entire population for about 3 months. We've got hygiene materials, personal hygiene, household hygiene items. All of this is kind of in specially sort of calibrated boxes, enough in a box of food, for example, to feed a family of 5 people for 2 weeks, and same for the hygiene supplies, enough to last for 2 weeks for a family of 5. We've also got tents, we've got blankets, we've got winter clothing, we have primary healthcare supplies, all of these kind of things. But the thing is, UNRWA, we're not allowed to bring anything in. We've been banned from bringing anything in by the Israeli authorities since the beginning of March. Other UN agencies have similar kinds of supplies, and some of them are being able to sort of trickle this stuff in. But, the World Health Organization, our colleagues over there, for example, they were able to get in, sort of half a dozen trucks of medical supplies. I mean, these kind of things are essential on the ground, but it's just not enough.
Part of the plan, President Trump's 20-point plan, was about getting aid in, flooding aid in. But from what you're saying, that has not happened. Have you been given any indication, any of the UN agencies been given any indication of when this might happen?
I mean, not really. So just to emphasize something, we, UNRWA, because of the fact that the Israeli parliament passed legislation against us, which has been in force since January this year, we can't have direct discussions with them. Or rather, we can try, but they are not allowed to have contact with us. But in any case, UN aid operations are usually overseen by the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. Now, they are the lead on this. They're in the discussions with all the concerned parties to try to get the permissions to get more aid in. There's this 60-day plan that was agreed with sort of something in the order of 170,000 tons of aid. All of these things, they've been sort of set down, but the momentum is not really there yet. And that in itself is a problem, because, the tension can't move on to sort of imagining that somehow this has been solved because an agreement was struck. The point is that the agreement needs to be followed to the letter. Talks are ongoing. Humanitarian operations are always incredibly complex, but the momentum needs to build.